Studio 43 at CBS Television City had never felt so alive. The air shimmered, not with heat, but with something stranger, something electric, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. Technicians whispered. Dancers stretched in nervous silence. The orchestra tuned with a jittery urgency that made every brass note crackle like lightning. And at the center of it all, Judy Garland stood on her mark beneath the blazing stage lights, smoothing the skirt of her midnight blue gown. She had performed in front of millions before, but tonight was different. Tonight, the world wasn't merely watching. Tonight, the world was waiting. A week earlier, the President of the United States had survived an assassination attempt in Dallas, an event that had shaken the nation to its core. Rumors swirled. Conspiracies multiplied. Newspapers screamed headlines in type so large it seemed to shout. And then, impossibly, Kennedy announced he would make a brief, friendly appearance on his dear friend Judy's variety show. No one understood why. No one dared question it. But everyone would be watching. Judy inhaled, steadying herself. Places, everyone, she whispered, though the stage manager was already shouting the same command. Marilyn Monroe floated toward her like a dream in soft pink chiffon, her perfume trailing behind her like a warm sigh. "Darling," Marilyn murmured, "you look like you're about to faint." "I might," Judy admitted. "The president is backstage." "The president? On my show?" Marilyn smiled, luminous and fragile. "Well, if anyone can handle a miracle, it's you." Behind them, Peter Lawford paced with the nervous energy of a man who knew far more than he was allowed to say. He kept glancing toward the wings, where Secret Service agents stood like statues carved from midnight. Bob Denver, still in his pre-Gilligan days, adjusted his tie and whispered, "Is this really happening?" The applause rose like a tidal wave, roaring, rolling, unstoppable. It wasn't the polite clapping of a studio audience anymore. It was the sound of a nation exhaling after holding its breath for a week. It was relief, disbelief, awe, and something else too, something ancient, like a crowd witnessing a miracle. Judy stepped aside, her eyes shining with a mixture of pride and fear. And President John F. Kennedy walked into the light. The audience rose to its feet. Marilyn pressed a hand to her heart. Peter Lawford didn't answer. He was staring at the shimmer behind Kennedy. The faint, wavering distortion that only those attuned to the strange could see. A ripple in the air, like heat rising from desert sand. A tear in the world. Still widening. Still hungry. Kennedy stepped forward, and the shimmer retreated as if afraid of him. He reached the center of the stage, adjusted the microphone, and waited for the applause to settle. It didn't. It grew louder, swelling with emotion. Some audience members were crying. Others were shouting his name. Finally, Kennedy raised a hand. The room fell silent. "Good evening," he said, his voice warm, steady, unmistakably alive. "I hope you'll forgive me for dropping in unannounced." Laughter rippled through the crowd. Judy exhaled. Marilyn smiled. But Peter watched the shadows. Kennedy continued, "I wanted to be here tonight because I wanted to remind everyone watching, here and at home, that we are still together. We are still strong. And we still have a future worth fighting for." A murmur of emotion swept through the studio. A low hum vibrated through the floorboards. Kennedy's expression tightened for a fraction of a second, so brief that only Judy, Marilyn, and Peter noticed. He felt it too. The tear was growing. Backstage, the agents' panic. Behind the curtain, Secret Service agents scrambled around a portable monitor. The distortion behind the president was visible on the broadcast feed, subtle but real. A wavering halo, like a mirage. "Is that a lighting issue?" one agent whispered. "No," Agent Hill said, his voice grim. "That's the same anomaly we detected in Dallas." Another agent swallowed hard. "Sir, if it expands." "I know," Hill said. "Keep your eyes on it. And pray." On stage, Judy joins him. Judy stepped forward, placing a gentle hand on Kennedy's arm. "Mr. President," she said softly, would you like to sing with me?" The audience gasped. Kennedy smiled, genuine, warm, and tinged with mischief. "Judy, I thought you'd never ask." The orchestra scrambled, flipping through sheet music. Judy whispered to the conductor, "Something simple. Something steady. Something that won't break the world." The conductor nodded, though he had no idea what she meant. The first notes of "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" drifted through the studio. Judy began, her voice soft and trembling with emotion. Kennedy joined her on the second verse. And for a moment, just a moment, the tear in reality pulsed, then shrank. The music was stabilizing it. Marilyn watched with wide, shimmering eyes. "He's healing the world," she whispered. Peter didn't speak. He was staring at the wings, where a second shimmer, smaller, sharper, was forming. A doorway. A warning. A presence. The song ends, and the world tilts. As the final note faded, the audience erupted into thunderous applause. Kennedy and Judy bowed together, smiling.